All right, here's the deal. We're going to go scuba diving today. Unfortunately, I'm on a river that's not very clear. Although I dove in, I probably got about 4 or 5 feet visibility at the most, maybe a little less even. But I think it'll be enough to do what we need to do today. I've never been here before scuba diving, but I was here one other time in my kayak, just floating along looking for stuff. And I looked down, I could see an artillery shell, a parrot shell. So I got a magnet and I dropped the magnet on top of it, hit it, brought it up to the surface. And that's actually in a video from some years ago. I just never came back for some reason, but here I am today. I guess I should say here we are. So I'm getting everything set up. Got my detector, got my dive flag, got my tank, weights and all that good stuff. And my gloves, I got them in the bag. We're just gonna scoot around here for about half an hour or so. If we don't find anything of interest, we're gonna scoot to another spot. But if it was clear, I'd spend all day here because I'm really convinced there's more shells scattered around in this general area. It's just not very clear for some reason. I know when the fall it clears right up. All right, next time you see me, you'll just see my hands because I'll be in the water. Alright guys, I'll have to admit that kind of sucked a little bit. It got very cloudy, so I couldn't really see a whole lot, and there weren't a lot of targets. Show you a couple things I did find. Found a piece of copper pipe. That's probably off of a boat or something. This is kind of neat. This is a coupler to a railroad. This is how they used to hook their old railroad cars together. One would back up here, one would back up here. And there were like little eyelets on each car, and they'd drop a pin down here and a pin down here, and that would hook them together. This little doodad is kind of a mystery to me. I think it's lead, but I don't know what it is. I just don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's any weird like little artillery shells that look like that or not. I know there are a couple of small ones. The only problem is there's no like rifling cut in it or anything, so it's probably a boat anchor, although I'm not 100%. Did get a one homemade sinker. It's in one of these bags here. Oh, what else we get? Got a piece of pipe. That's just normal pipe. Got a chain, piece of chain. It's normal chain. Yeah, I don't know. I got a regular sinker. That's a fishing weight. Wait, a little homemade job in here somewhere, but we'll probably have to just wait till we. Oh, there it is. Ah, I just dropped it again. We'll have to. All right, so that's a little homemade sinker. Don't think it's made out of a bullet or anything, but it's still pretty cool. Put it there for now. All right, so we made it to the new spot. It's pretty shallow right along the bank here. I thought we'd try that first, just walking around. Not too bad. And I have found a few things up through here. And it's only about 3 feet deep, maybe 4 here, but I know it drops off after a bit. If we actually find a couple things, we'll put the tank on and scoot around. But if not, we'll just stay in the shallows. Or if we find stuff, we'll just stay in the shallows. We can always come back when the river clears up. Well, I just jumped in and it's like really mucky here. It's about 1 foot of mud. So, and it really stinks. So we'll still try here a little bit. Maybe, you know, I don't know if I don't think I'm going to scuba in this stuff. That's really nasty. Unless we start finding cannonballs. Nice and hot today. Supposed to hit 100. And that's not even the heat index. Sweet. So far, this is all I've dug. It sounded really good. Almost looks like a piece of a prop, maybe. I think it's zinc or something. I think it's a piece of a prop. I just dug a can here. I don't know how old it is. Thought we'd look at it together. I think that's what it is. Thing is actually there's a lot of Civil War stuff in this area right here, so that could be a Civil War can. We'll have to clean it up and look for the solder on it. I'll get the mud out of that and we'll look at it in the boat. Gotta keep digging. At least I can say this, this mud preserves things really well. I don't think it's a Civil War, but it's well preserved. Look at that. This is a very old, I don't know how old, it says old right there, I think. Beer can, I guess. Ooh, it's got a weird lid on it. It's kind of soft right there. It's probably not gonna last long, but that's pretty cool right there. If any of you guys know about what age this would be, let me know. I'll try to look it up when I get home too, but I'll probably forget. What I'm going to do is, yeah, see, it's already got a hole in it. Really soft. This is solid, but it's soft right there. I'm going to set it over there against the bank, and we'll pick that up on our way back through. We're going downstream. See how roady this is. A bit of river treasure here. Beautiful little lure. That's a fishing lure for bass or whatever's out here. And you look, there's pawpaws. Look at pawpaw. I'll have to set that down for a minute. That too. All right. So these are pawpaws. Look at that. These are pawpaw trees. I'll tell you one thing. Well, let me give you a little. There's a frog. A little lesson. What I do is pawpaws. You need to eat them when they're really ripe. Okay. A lot of times, if you pick them off the tree, they're not ripe and they taste terrible. You can pick them off the ground and kind of peel them and eat them, but you know, raccoons might have been gnawing on the ends. What I like to do. Wow, look at all those pawpaws. You can feel them and see if they're soft, but what you do is just grab a branch and shake it, and whatever falls is ripe. None of those are ripe. And here, oh, there's one. That little one's ripe, but it's not the great one. So let's go ahead, and I think this one just dropped. So let's go ahead. What we'll do is we'll break her open. and have a little feast. So what I normally like to do is when I'm eating them in the field like this, is I just break them in half like that. You see that nice creamy yellow interior? That's a perfect pawpaw. And I just squeeze the end and squirt it out like that and eat it. That way you're not eating anything on the skin side, you're just eating the inside. One thing you'll notice is it has big old seeds. Ooh, that thing's warm. I just dropped it. It's really warm for some reason. It's big old seeds, so you don't want to swallow those. Let me tell you something. I always say these pawpaws, people always ask me what do they taste like, and I always say, to me, they taste like a cross between like a ripe banana and a mango. And I'm just looking at this, and it looks like a mango, didn't it? The way the flesh is clinging to the seed is like a mango seed. I wonder if they're related. These are definitely 100% native to North America. They're only ripe for a couple weeks out of the year. And let's go ahead and try one. You ready? Well, I got that. I didn't get any of the outside, so I don't have to worry about raccoons a bit. What I do is just kind of put it, keep it in my mouth and kind of swirl it around and kind of suck on the seeds a little bit, and all the meat pulp comes off of the seeds, and you can just swallow that. Every pawpaw can be a little bit different, and the pawpaw patches, the trees, little groups of them, absolutely taste different. This is a good one. This is nice and sweet. After you're done mawing on it, you spit the seeds back out, and there's your pawpaw seeds, and just throw them down, and they'll either sprout there maybe, or the current will the river current will take them down when it floods, and they'll sprout downstream. That's how you get these patches of trees. Here's a pawpaw here. This is pawpaw, and these are all pawpaws too. If I shake this, probably a few will come out. Yeah, see all those ones that dropped will be ripe. Now I can only eat a couple of them at a time. They're very rich and very sweet. I'll eat one more, then we're gonna get back to detecting. That's a little bundle of seeds from the pawpaw I just ate. There's a massive one right here. Man, that's a beauty. Nice and soft too. I don't know, maybe something's been chewing on a little bit, but they didn't really chew too much. I can't put that in my pocket because it'll just turn to mush. So I'll just leave it here for raccoon to eat, and he can spread the seeds himself. There you go, little buddy. Get our river treasure, and we'll move on. Look how far my can floated out in the river. Just in the few minutes I was gone. I set it over there by those rocks. Yeah, it's pretty rough shape, unfortunately. Whee! Those bubbles, that's methane gas, and some hydrogen sulfide probably mixed in. If you took a lighter, you could make those bubbles would actually catch on fire. Fire! Now this is kind of weird. This is a big old chunk of iron. I don't know what it goes off of. Probably somebody uses it as an anchor maybe. But the weird thing is, I found one of these exactly like this yesterday, or day before yesterday, on a river probably 30 miles from here. Exactly the same. I'll go ahead and say that because I really want to know what that is now. It's got a little bit of writing right here. Got some numbers. I suspect it could be railroad related, but it's not that old. There's some numbers there. Okay, I'm going to put it on the bank, and we'll take it out to the boat when we get ready to leave. Let's take a look at what we found here. Not a whole lot. I mean, I only dug for about half an hour or so because it's just too muddy. This is pretty much what I came up with. I've seen pretty much everything except for a couple big old fish. I'm not doing that, honest. Whee! You've seen pretty much everything here. That's really dying to know what that thing is now, since I found two in the last two times I've been out. This horseshoe I found back when we were diving. Someone's probably using it for like a fishing weight, I would guess. Just like I found one a couple times ago. I found a horseshoe that they were using for a weight. Old export can. I'll go ahead and save it, even though it's got a big old hole in it, at least for now. 12 fluid ounces, and then this, what could be a ration tin. You can see some type of seam on the inside. You can see the top of it they opened with like a knife or something. They cut around. It's really jagged all the way around. It's not like a modern can opener, so we'll save that one too. I think I'm covered with leeches. I noticed that I started feeling a little faint walking around in this mud, and I think the leeches are so thick on my legs that they're just drawing too much blood out. I can't replace it fast enough. It's making me lightheaded. So I better sit back up in the boat here before I keel over and drown. I'm just making that up, by the way. We'll see on the next one, I hope. Just one more thing. Of course, I wanted to check around just a little bit more just in case. And I came up with this big old spring here. This is off of a railroad car, I guess, of some sort. And I imagine somebody using that for an anchor, because although there's a railroad not too far, it's across the river from here. But yeah, so that's a big old spring. Don't know how old it is, but maybe somebody. Sorry, I got so much mud on my face. Maybe somebody knows how old that is just by the style of it.
Sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere